Welcome to Premia TNC's YouTube channel. Here's some great news for investors and foreign companies planning to set up a business in Vietnam, but unsure of what type of company suits them best. At Premia TNC, we're here to help just a tap of the finger away. With our extensive experience in company incorporation and a range of other business services, we're confident in assisting foreign investors to establish their ventures in Vietnam successfully. We understand that launching a business in Vietnam comes with its challenges. From creating effective marketing strategies, hiring the right talent, and securing funding to selecting the perfect company structure, there's a lot to consider. That's why we're here to simplify the process and present the key options for foreign investors to set up their companies in Vietnam. Stay tuned as we guide you through the business structures available in Vietnam and help you make the best choice for your company's success. Let's get started. Today, we're diving into foreigners' options on company types in Vietnam. Choosing the right business structure is critical for foreign investors, as it can affect tax matters, ownership, and liability protection. Let's begin with one of the most popular options, the Limited Liability Company, or LLC. First, let's talk about requirements and capital. An LLC in Vietnam can be established with just one individual. This makes it an excellent option for smaller setups. However, you'll need to contribute registered capital, which varies depending on your industry and business activity. Now let's discuss ownership options. There are two main types of LLC ownership. Joint Venture LLC. This structure involves partial foreign ownership, where foreign investors partner with domestic professionals. It's especially beneficial for industries requiring local expertise. On the other hand, the other option for ownership is wholly foreign-owned LLC. This structure requires at least one foreign owner and provides the same legal rights as domestic firms. These businesses can operate in various industries like manufacturing, IT, education, and trading. They also serve both Vietnamese and international markets. Setting up an LLC takes time. On average, the process can take 1 to 3 months, including document preparation, obtaining approvals, and business registration. What about the pros and cons? Here are the key benefits of an LLC. Limited liability. Owners are only responsible for the capital they contribute, reducing personal risk. Simple structure. This makes it easy to manage and ideal for single ownership. But there are also some drawbacks. No share issuance. LLCs can't issue shares, which might limit opportunities to raise capital. Limited collaboration appeal. The owner's risk is limited to their capital contribution, which may not attract partners looking for shared risks and rewards. Overall, an LLC is a flexible and legally secure option for foreign investors in Vietnam. It's ideal for those who want simplicity and control while minimizing personal risk. Continuing our discussion on foreigners' options on company types in Vietnam, let's explore another popular business structure, the Joint Stock Company, or JSC. Let's talk about requirements and capital. A JSC in Vietnam requires at least 3 shareholders, but there's no limit on the maximum number of shareholders. Interestingly, there's no set capital requirement to establish a JSC. However, if the company plans to list on the stock exchange, it must meet additional criteria, such as having over 100 stockholders, being free from overdue liabilities, and showing profitability in the most recent financial year. Setting up a JSC involves more steps compared to other structures like an LLC. The timeline can vary depending on the complexity of the business and the regulatory process. Generally, it includes registration, acquiring necessary licenses, and fulfilling initial listing requirements if applicable. JSCs are flexible when it comes to ownership. They can be either wholly or partly foreign-owned by individuals of any nationality. Shareholders receive shares of stock as proof of ownership, and these shares can be legally transferred, making JSCs a flexible and attractive option for investors. Let's dive into the advantages. Capital raising flexibility. JSCs can issue shares to an unlimited number of investors, making them ideal for attracting substantial funding. Limited liability. Shareholders are only liable for the amount of their investment, reducing personal financial risk. Simple share transfers. Shares can be easily assigned or transferred, which boosts investment appeal. Industry versatility. With robust capital raising capabilities, JSCCs can operate across diverse industries. However, these benefits come with added complexity. Establishing and managing a JSC requires more time and resources compared to simpler structures like an LLC. A JSC is a powerful option for foreign investors aiming for flexibility, scalability, and strong capital raising potential in Vietnam. We've covered limited liability companies and joint stock companies. Now let's dive into another business structure available for foreign investors in Vietnam, the Representative Office, or RO. One of the key benefits of setting up a representative office in Vietnam is that it does not require any registered capital. This makes it an attractive option for businesses looking to enter the market with minimal initial investment. Without the need for registered capital, companies can reduce their financial commitments while still establishing a presence in Vietnam. A representative office is fully owned by its parent company. This means that the parent company retains complete control over the RO's operations, ensuring that the activities align with the company's overall business strategy. Setting up a representative office in Vietnam is relatively quick and straightforward. The entire process usually takes about 7 working days under Vietnamese law. This time frame doesn't include any extra time that might be needed for additional approvals from higher authorities if necessary. Now let's look at the advantages and limitations of a representative office. Advantages: low initial investment. Since there's no registered capital requirement, setting up a representative office is a cost-effective way to enter the Vietnamese market. Quick setup. With a typical setup time of just 7 working days, it's one of the fastest business structures to establish. Market research and promotion. A representative office can conduct market research, act as a liaison, and promote the activities of the parent company. However, there are also some restrictions. Limited to non-commercial activities. Representative offices cannot engage in any profit-generating activities independently. Dependence on parent company. Representative offices rely entirely on their parent company for funding, strategic direction, and overall operations. Let's look at another option for foreign investors in Vietnam, the branch office, or BO. Setting up a branch office in Vietnam involves a few important steps. First, the company must obtain an establishment license and create a seal with the parent company's name. Additionally, a branch manager needs to be appointed, who must reside in Vietnam. This manager can either be a local hire or a foreign employee who holds a valid Vietnam work permit. A branch office offers flexibility when it comes to managing the business. Foreign companies can appoint a manager from their home country, provided the individual secures a Vietnam work permit. This allows the parent company to maintain direct control and ensure that operations align with their objectives and policies. Establishing a branch office in Vietnam typically takes longer than some other business structures, often requiring up to 6 months to complete the process. This includes obtaining the necessary licenses and approvals, but it doesn't factor in additional time for seeking approvals from other relevant departments if needed. Let's explore the advantages and challenges of a branch office. Advantages: operational autonomy. Branch offices have the freedom to lease offices, procure equipment, and hire both local and foreign staff. Financial flexibility. Branch offices can remit profits abroad, which can be advantageous for international businesses looking to maintain financial control. Department setup. Branch offices can establish departments such as accounting, marketing, and human resources, ensuring smooth operations and effective representation of the parent company in Vietnam. However, there are some limitations to consider. Service restrictions. Branch offices are limited in the scope of services they can offer, especially when compared to other business structures. Regulatory complexity. The requirement to appoint a resident branch manager can add regulatory complexity to the process. How Premia TNC helps in registering companies in Vietnam. Premia TNC understands how tough it is to decide which company type foreign investors will choose in Vietnam. Hence, even at this stage, We offer our help by providing information and all the support needed to register a business in Vietnam. We take pride in guiding investors over the government requisites, removing clients' confusion, and giving clarity to the entire business setup process. With our professional assistance, foreign investors can launch their companies in a relatively brief period. In this way, investors can devote their precious time to other decisions to make sure the business grows in Vietnam.